And on the Baku deal, we're speaking live to Azerbaijani MP Fariz Ismailzade. Hello, Mr. Ismailzade. Thank you for joining us. For starters, what makes the deal so important?
Good evening. Thank you so much for this invitation. Well, I mean, this was very tough negotiations. Azerbaijan is a small country, so obviously it was very tough for our diplomats and our diplomacy to gather the consensus. And until the last minute, it was not possible to reach agreement. But the last hours of negotiations and the negotiations went over the time. It was possible to bring together everyone to the common denominator and to reach agreement. So it is a very important breakthrough. It is very important achievement, and several steps were made in the right direction. First of all, the amount of money pledged by countries, by developed countries, has been tripled. And secondly, I must say that the loss and damage fund was established. So that was another major achievement. And also Azerbaijan has been able to bring together countries to reach agreement on a common market for trading the carbon quotas. So all these achievements are quite impressive achievements, considering the fact that there were so many different opposing views before the summit and so many conflicting, let's say, geopolitical interests of the major powers.
The opposing views, what was the reason some countries objected to the terms of the deal, India being one of them?
Well, you know that some countries are trying to maximize the financial, let's say, benefits from such deals, especially some small islands and some developing countries. They see it as an opportunity for the Western countries, for developed countries, to repay for past, let's say, legacy of colonialism, as well as for taking out resources from these developed countries. I mean, India has its own history of colonialism and suffering from this. Therefore, of course, I think that India's main calculation was to get maximum from the developed world. And also, there are certain elements here of bilateral Indian-Azerbaijani relationship. As you know, Azerbaijan has quite good relationship with Pakistan. So I think maybe India's interest was to block such successful result in Baku summit. But I think that these efforts have been fruitless, because the majority of the participants were aiming to make a deal and to move humanity in the right direction.
Staying on India, that country is aiming to become a UN Security Council member. They were very unhappy with the deal. In your mind, should a country with such aspirations risk halting global progress in the fight against climate change?
Well, in my opinion, this is irresponsible behavior, because the countries should really think of the benefits for the planet, not so much in their national interest, but benefit for the planet. And this compromise was achieved at the last hours through difficult negotiations, through overtime negotiations. And I think that India, as well as some other countries, should appreciate it. This was the best possible deal that could be achieved. And it is taking humanity in the right direction. It is taking the planet in the right direction. It is setting some new ambitious goals for future COP summits. So India should really think about global interests instead of thinking of its narrow interests.
What opportunities would you say were missed here in Baku? What could have been done to make the COP more successful?
Well, it was quite regretful that, for example, some leaders couldn't attend. For example, the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, didn't attend, and some Western leaders, such as US President and let's say Germany chancellors, French president, didn't attend. So this was very disappointing, especially considering that this summit is for the benefit of the whole humanity, and the big countries, big powers, big payers should be interested in this deal. We also saw that Chinese and Russian presidents did not attend, although Russian prime minister was in town. So one can conclude that some major powers were trying to run away from responsibility, and they didn't really show a lot of leadership. But overall, I would say that the summit was quite a success, and more than 190 countries, more than 80 leaders participated. So it's good that we were able to show Baku as a place for breakthrough on the climate negotiations.